apparently the police are still actively harassing me, except they're watching YouTube videos of comedy skits, and they're just reenacting it but taking it seriously. And then, trying to say that I'm taking their jokes way too seriously when they're not really joking, and those aren't really jokes. And, what else? They don't really understand the jokes of the comedy skits. And they're expecting me to explain it to them. They want me to, like, explain word for word what they're actually talking about and why it's funny. And I'm like, how about no? How about I don't do any of that? They're creeping me out. And, I don't think they get what they're talking about. Yeah, I don't think they get what's going on. I think they're legitimately all insane. And they're seriously weird. I was like, what the fuck is your problem? All I figured out was that they just don't know what the fuck they're doing with their life. And they want me to be their life coach for free. I'm like, that's weird. Yeah. What else? They wanted me to, not call them a bunch of clowns, and then what was it? Yeah, they wanted me to feel like I wasn't paying them enough. And they think it's okay because they're like, you said you like attention, so we're giving you attention by bullying you, and I'm like, alright, I'm not even gonna argue. I thought they were crazy, honestly. When I was a kid, there was a kid named Dante and Darnell. They're two kids, and they stole my Digimon little digital monster pocket thing. It's like a Tamagotchi for kids. And I saw them just steal it off my desk. I never said anything since. And people were asking me, like, well, why don't you go up to them? I'm like, the teachers never intervened. They saw what happened, and I wasn't even in the room. And they didn't even want to say anything. They didn't ask the kids to return it to me. They didn't confiscate it and say, that's not yours. Apparently there was a girl named Tina who was in the same age as me, told everyone, lied to everyone, said it was hers. And I'm like, those aren't your things, those are my things. Why are you telling everyone this, Tina? And Tina just thought it was okay because she's like, yeah, she's not even with a real family, and my family has more money than her. She's not even allowed to have any toys. Like, it's not even fair that, like, she gets to get stuff from people who are abusing her. They should, like, treat her like shit for the rest of her life, otherwise it doesn't make sense. That's what she was saying, and I was like, and the entire time she was forcing me to hang out with her and be friends with her. And I was like, what the fuck? And this is why everyone hates public school kids, okay? Nobody who goes to private school actually likes these people. I'm like, this is why you guys are poor. And they're like, we're not poor anymore. Like, we live in really nice houses now. And I'm like, aren't you renting most of it? Like, most of them were renting it. And like, we're living off rental properties. Like, and the ones that weren't, they were on like serious mortgages. They're on like the second or third mortgages. And I was like, why are you saying you're better than everyone then? Like, you actually need friends. You should stop saying that kind of stuff. I was just staying away from that because I thought they were crazy. Like, I saw the two kids do that. It's not normal at their age to do that kind of stuff. So I'd look at them and I was like, so I just left it. I was like, I don't really want to talk to them anymore. I'm like, I saw them do that, and I was like, I don't want to talk to them anymore after that. I'm like, yeah, I don't think they're worth talking to. Just kind of, yeah, no thanks. And then after that happened, Darnell just started killing random rats around the school. Like little mice and little birds and stuff. You just look at them and you just go up to them and just kill all of it. And I was like, yeah, I never knew why he was like that, honestly. I was like, why are you like that? And I was like, I saw him do that. I stayed away completely. I just ignored everything he said. Never even asked him on Facebook. Never wanted to talk to him. I was like, yeah, you're fucked, dude. You're fucked in the head. And you're expecting me to feel sorry for you because you stole a toy you yet to return? Your parents could have afforded you that toy. You could have asked them to buy it for you. Like, I don't understand why you had to steal it. And they're like, oh, you just don't like me because I'm black. I'm like, I don't like you because you're a piece of shit. Like, what does that have to do with being black? I was just like, what the fuck? And the entire time they were just like, mew, 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 mew. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. And then I was like, yeah, if they actually came up to me and be like, yeah, sorry we took your toy and like we just wanted to play with it. Here, you can have it back. We didn't mean to steal it. I'm sorry for stealing or whatever. I would have been fine with it. I'd be like, yeah, I guess. But they never returned it, and I was like, yeah, we were kids, so like, who cares? The kids do stupid shit all the time. They're like, how old was I? Like 8, 7 years old? I was just like, yeah, it was not a really big deal, you know? But then it's like, you guys never returned it, never apologized for any of it, and like, you know? No thanks. Entire time, the teachers didn't even intervene, didn't do anything, just refused to do any job work because he teach for public school or something. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know people were making fun of them online. And they actually live in the houses, like, oh my god. I just realized they were actually on set to make it look like people live in that kind of housing. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're kidding me. Oh my god. Yeah, some of those kids thought that they were very wealthy because they're like, yeah, my parents drive a Lamborghini and like we have like 2 Mercedes, and I'm like, why are you in public school then? And they're like, you don't know anything. And I was like, why are you in public school if you say you're rich? Like, I thought rich people went to private school. I was like, why are you like it took your mom an entire month to save for that Louis bag just to match her car that she spent her entire half of her inheritance on. It's just, what was the point of that? She didn't want to send you to private school or anything. It's weird. It's like, yeah, if you don't have any money, like, I don't understand why that's a shameful thing. Like, you're the only one who values money over people. It's so weird. Like, it's so stupid. Anyway, yeah, from that point, I just, like, and then people were asking, why don't you go up to them and ask for your things back? And I was like, do you hear yourself? I have to go up to some people who stole from me and ask them to return my things. Sounds like a lot of work that they should be doing, that you're expecting me to do because I'm not white. If it was a white person that had happened to, the principal would have been called, the police officers would have been notified, everybody in the fucking neighborhood would have known about it, people would be forced to apologize, and I would got a bunch of new toys. Yeah, but I'm not white, so that kind of stuff doesn't happen. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't even want to bother. And then some other people were like, yeah, you know what? Like, you should expect that from public school kids. Like, I'm just like, what do you want me to do about it? I was kidnapped, forced to go to public school to prove a point by poor people saying there's no difference between her and I. And I was like, there's a huge difference. Literally. And they're like, yeah, and then they're like trying to accuse me of stealing a nail polish when I was a kid, when the fucking CEO of Shoppers Drug Mart was threatening me because I was better than every public school kid. It's like, you're exactly like a private school kid. You just go to public school. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna get someone to rape you in the middle of the night if you don't do something. And he forced me to hang out with this girl named Victoria Lamaria. I don't even know how he knew about her family. And he's like, if you know she steals all the time. If you hang out with her, she's gonna force you to steal. If you don't do anything, she's gonna try to like fuck up your life and get a bunch of guys to like gang rape you or like force you to be a lesbian or something. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? I thought he was a public school kid. I didn't know he went to private school, and I'm just like, how come you don't hang out with other private school kids and go to like private vacations and like work for Fortune 500 company? Because he's like that, apparently. I'm like, you're no better than any of these idiots that I've met. You just have more money. That's why he was like holding on to it like for his dear life, saying like, I'm better than them because I have more money. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's how that works. But anyway, yeah, I'm just like, forcing someone to steal, it's called harassment and coercion. That's not stealing, that's you being a criminal. It's called a victim of crime. I know the police don't understand this because they don't know what victim is. They're like, how can you force people to steal? And I'm like, how can people get kidnapped? How come these are the real words in the dictionary? How come these are real crimes that happen and people get convicted for? Oh gee, I don't know, maybe you're not very good at your job and you're not very smart. That's probably why you don't understand any of it.